Yes, great, you made it. Welcome. I'm taking on a really fun little project today and I want you to come along. Welcome back, people, and a huge welcome to My Thrival tribe. If you haven't met me before, my name is Lexi Tommy and this is My Thrival Guide. Every Thursday, I sit down and I talk to you about how to get your life together. It's a fun little channel on adulting, and I know it's gonna make everything for you run so much smoother. So keep watching today and subscribe below so I can keep coming back every Thursday with some tips and tricks that will make your life so much easier. This month, we are getting spring and summer ready, baby. And I am gonna help you step by step, streamline it all so that it is a super easy summer for you. Today, we're gonna clear out all of our fall and winter clothing, go through everything, clear it all out, make it all pretty again. I really needed to sort it all out. I needed to pare it down to what I actually need and I actually wear, and creating clear divisions in the stuff that I'm going to use now in the spring summer season now, and the stuff that I'm not going to use from the fall and winter season of the past. So today it is tackling our front hall or entrance closet, and it is going to be a project, let me tell you. Here is our current starting point. Like, don't you just want to close up the door and pretend that didn't happen? I just know whatever effort I put in now to streamline this closet is going to make a world of difference in my grab and go system come the summertime. So closets are tricky, and I want to do a little disclaimer about this closet. As you know, we recently did the kitchen. Well, that included flooring, and the flooring went from the kitchen to the eat-in part of the kitchen and down the hall to the entranceways to the entrance closet, and then down the hall again to the broom closet, to the bathroom, and to a laundry mudroom. So we did the flooring in the entrance closet, which means everything had to come out of there. And once we did that, it moved to the mudroom and the laundry room. Well, guess what? We were doing that flooring too. So we had to then take that hoard of a pile and put it back in the front hall closet. So this is everything, people. This is every season that we have in Canada, which I feel is like 40. Don't you? Don't you? If you've ever been to Canada, you know what I mean. Like spring, you could be minus 40 and the next day plus 40. Like it's wild. So I feel like you need so many different options for the weather that we have here, because we have snow and beyond snow and then beyond cold, and we have rain and we have drought hot summer. Like we have everything you could imagine in one spot. So understanding what it is you need and what it is you use and what has lost its purpose is going to be so helpful. So I do what I always do. Right now I'm fortunate. I'm considering this hoard of a mess fortunate because everything is already in one spot. So that's step number one. Get it all in one spot. Step number two is to get your out system. If you've been following along, you know what that is. Get those bins and buckets ready. So for this, it's going to be garbage. It's going to be donation. It's going to be a sell bucket if you decide to do some of that. And it's also going to be a keep pile and a pile of things that you want to get to other people. So let's say that my daughter has grown out of a fall or winter item or summer item. I might want to pass that along to like one of my nieces. From there, I sub-sorted it. So I guess what I mean by that is I put it into subcategories. For example, all of the ball caps together, all of the mittens together, all of the toques together. Yes, toques. We're in Canada. Those are like, you know, winter hats, but we call them toques here. So all the toques together. The kids' jackets, my jackets, the hubs' jackets, everything. Put them into their own separate categories. From there, I just grabbed out anything that was damaged or worn out. Step number 5, I took out everything that either was ill-fitting or that my children grew out of. Sometimes that required them trying it on to really get a sense of if they've grown out of it or not, or if you can get like another season out of it. Step 6, I pared down the categories that I had left with like things like the mitts and the toques and the scarves and things like that. It was maybe 2, maybe 3 sets of mitts per person. And the reason why I even kept that amount was because in wintertime, things are drying sometimes. Like if you get a pair wet, you still need a dry pair to put on if they're still drying. Or they get left at daycare, or they get left at school. And sometimes they vary in what you need. So some days you might need just a light mitt or glove, and other days you need like heavy -40, protect your hands from falling off kind of mitts. My point is, if you are living in a climate that requires more of one thing than another, decide what that number is for you and your family and bring it down to that number. Spring is the perfect time to go through your winter wear, because if you haven't worn a scarf all season, you know it's done. It's gotta go. So step number 7 is really simple too. Once you have decided what you're going to keep, you've removed all of the ill-fitting, you've removed all of the damaged and worn out items, do one more swipe. It's funny, I think every time, okay, I've got it, and then I do one more swipe and I can take like 10 more items out. So do one more swipe. Step number 8 is making sure that you're taking all of the items that are leaving that space and you're putting them in the category that they should go to. So the donate bin, the sell bin, the too big bin for the next child, whatever it is. Now comes the fun part. Make an effective, systematic plan for that closet to keep things better organized, in better rotation, in better use, and in better put away state. And in this closet in particular, I'll tell you how I looked at it. It was really tall. It's like a decently wide closet. It has lots of room for hanging, but once the hanging is full, it's really hard to use the closet in any other capacity. So I looked at it as a vertical space that needed to be corrected. There's one shelf already in it, and I decided I'm going to add a lower shelf and an upper shelf. And my husband was very sweet. He said, draw out what you want on a piece of paper and I will make it work. So exciting, I'll tell you. If you are jealous that my husband can just build it, so am I. I wish that that was something that I could do. It might be something I have to take on in the future, just to kind of say, I can do this, I have done this, but it is dang easy when he can do it better. Then I get to drawing this out, and let me tell you, that was super funny because I was thinking, okay, well, that's no problem. I'll plan it all out for you. I literally drew one line on the bottom and one line on the top, and then I was done. So is that a plan? I don't know. Did that help you, honey? I put in measurements too, so that when he went to the hardware store, he was able to figure out exactly what I needed for depth and length and brackets and so on and so forth and supports for it, and he got it done. So once the closet was empty, like this whole main floor has been redone now, and it was just this old kind of creamy beigey color that was inside the closet. And I thought, I don't really want another project, but once this is all cleaned out, I should probably just give it a fresh coat of paint. Everything else has been painted, so yeah, I painted it. Anyway, I'm so glad that I did because it just looks so much cleaner and brighter and put together. It was funny how when I took everything out of the closet, I realized how many like marks and dings and shoe rubber it had all over the inside of it. And it made putting it back together feel so good and polished. And I was able to really identify spaces for things. So the seasonal wear, I put the summer and spring jackets into the mudroom because that's the entrance that we typically use day to day. I popped all the winter and fall jackets and stuff and all the ski pants. I popped it into the hanging storage in the portion of the closet that was really kind of out of access and view. Then under that shelf, that bottom shelf that my husband made, I had planned the height for baskets that slide along the ground. It's one for each person and it acts as their seasonal shoe storage. So that's going to be things that we're using that season. So right now it's things like sandals and light runners and shoes and water shoes, dress shoes that are more accustomed to spring and summer wear. My hope is that it's going to help my kids with their independence in taking care of their outerwear. And as I talk about all the time, my whole goal in raising these kids is raising capable kids. So if they can find things independently, if they can make decisions on what goes where independently, that's the goal. The top shelf was easy too. So we put all of the unseasonable stuff that we're probably not going to use that often, or extra storage of things like bug sprays and sunscreens. The main top shelf, it houses things that we use regularly in bins. So I have things like a basket for backpacks and a basket for purses and a basket for reusable bags for things like groceries and stuff like that. And then I have an empty basket for donations. And like I mentioned in some of the videos in the past, I like to have a donation bin at the top of my shelf in that hall closet so that if I come across anything that we're no longer using that doesn't necessarily have like an effort of resale value for me, I will put it into that basket, and when the basket is full, I donate it. The top shelf is for things like lunch kits, extra storage of bug sprays and sunscreens. It's got the mitts and the toques basket because those are things that we're not going to grab for regularly. It has an empty basket, which I love because, oh my gosh, extra storage ready to go. And then I also popped this large wicker basket. I don't know if I'm going to keep it here, but I popped it here and it's going to be empty for now. And I thought the benefit of that would be to hold our grab and go bags for the summertime. So we'll see if that works or not. But I am going to do an episode on grab and go bags for summer because it is just going to make it so easy to just run out the door. And that is it. It turned out so well. I am so happy that this little closet project worked out the way it did because it's going to make life so much easier. I can have a neighbor from down the road that I've never met come and organize my house if I wanted to because everything is clean, it is identifiable, it is labeled, and anyone can find it and put it away. I hope that I gave you some ideas that you can use on your own project too, because I love the changes that you are considering making in your day-to-day to make life so much easier. If no one has told you yet today, I am so proud of you. And if you have been looking for your village, you have found it. Welcome. And if this video helped you, go ahead and let me know below. Comment and like, subscribe so I can keep coming back every Thursday. And I want to just take a second to say thank you. Thank you for popping by. Thank you for investing in your time and your day-to-day and your life and your well-being. Thanks for investing in it all. Welcome, Thrivers, to My Thrival Tribe. We'll see you soon.